Welcome back. More questions than answers right now after federal health officials slashed the number of vaccines they're recommending for children. Heidi Wigdahl spoke with experts about the changes and what you need to know about getting your kids vaccinated.
An overhaul to childhood vaccines is now in place. Under the new guidelines, the CDC recommends all children get vaccines for 11 diseases compared to 17. The vaccines no longer broadly recommended include flu, hepatitis A and hepatitis B, meningococcal disease, rotavirus, and RSV.
I am fearful that that will mean then that kids will unduly become ill from illnesses that we know how to protect, and that their family members as well could become ill. All of these vaccines are safe, effective, have been tested for years.
Dr. Gigi Chawla, Chief of General Pediatrics at Children's Minnesota, says those vaccines were added to the immunization schedule for a reason. The CDC says getting those immunizations will be based on shared clinical decision-making, meaning families talk to their doctors.
We're going to continue to recommend what we know will be safe and effective.
Dr. Chawla says families need to come in ready to ask their questions and make decisions.
What I want families to really understand is that all vaccines have always been done in a shared decision-making model. It doesn't really change from my standpoint. I'm still going to use the science-based evidence, which has not changed, in order to recommend vaccines. What I do think might happen is the discussions might be very different, and families may feel like, despite some of those discussions, that they don't want to go with the science-based evidence that is presented and may choose to not get vaccinated or to defer vaccines for a while.
The CDC says President Trump requested the agency to look into how peer nations structure childhood vaccinations. These new recommendations more closely resemble Denmark's vaccine schedule, but some critics say it does not take into account the differences between the two countries.
I think that's a real challenge, right? Because I don't live in Denmark. I don't know what the population there experiences for healthcare. What I do know is healthcare in Minnesota. And I know that the risks are high for our patients and families. Even a vaccine as simple as rotavirus, which is now on the list in shared decision making. Oh, my heavens. Rotavirus is an illness that can be really life-altering and cause incredible illness for families.
Senior Health and Human Services officials say the changes are meant to restore trust in public health. But Dr. Chawla worries it could lead to vaccination rates dropping even more.
Some of these illnesses, which I never thought I would see again in my lifetime or my career practicing, have now come back.
The Trump administration says these changes will not affect access to the vaccines or insurance coverage. But the Minnesota Commissioner of Health says the changes are highly concerning and that it will take some time to sort through the impacts of this decision. Right now, the Olympic torch is over halfway through its journey across Italy ahead of the Winter Games in Milan Cortina. It started in Rome a month ago, and by February 6th will have traveled more than 7,400 miles around the country to Milan's San Siro Stadium. This afternoon, our journey to Milan is taking us to Richfields, where two Olympic teammates also happen to be roommates. That's Danny Casper and Ben Richardson, two key members of the U.S. men's curling team. They've trained and played together for years, but perhaps it's the living together part that may have forged the strongest bond, which appears to play to their advantage both on and off the ice. Morgan Wolf has their story.
The flag on the door might be a giveaway for who lives behind it. Danny Casper isn't a concert pianist, but a curler.
That's all I got.
And his roommate Ben is too.
When is the last time that you played that?
Both moved to Minnesota to curl.
We moved here because we wanted to be in the best place for competitive curling, and this Minneapolis area is definitely the best place.
It's been super cool, like just kind of out here, living with my pal, curling, going to the Olympics. Like, what a life.
But not always an easy life. In 2024, Danny developed a rare condition where his body's immune system attacks the nerves. Ben helped him on his hardest days. And though he's not 100% back to normal, the two put their hearts into the trials, pulling off an upset, sweeping aside America's most accomplished curler, John Schuster, and his team. Team Casper is a formidable opponent going into the games for even the toughest teams. And when they're not practicing curling, They're watching it.
I'll often put it on the TV.
Well, at least Ben does.
Yeah, it's like when your girlfriend or something is watching like one of those like reality shows, and you're just like, I don't want to know what's going on though.
Curling is their passion,
I'm a renewal operations analyst.
but both do have jobs.
I don't know if it's something that we really think about all the time, but I don't know. Every once in a while, if we win, I'm kind of like, like we just beat a team, and it's their job, and like I work at a car dealership all day, and like we just beat them, so take that.
The Olympic Games.
Their excitement is building for the competition,
Cortina 2026.
but more so just for the Olympic experience, especially with their families in attendance.
I really think there's going to be a lot of valuable lessons from other athletes in any sport.
Stick with us. There's more news and weather coming up after the break.